Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? You're probably wondering what happened to my voice. I don't really know what happened to it. It's gone. Don't worry. I'm not dying, I just sound like I'm dying. I'm actually just sick. So I'm sorry that you guys are gonna have to hear me talking to you in my sick voice today. I know it doesn't sound that great. Sorry, I'm kind of liking this voice actually. Kind of got this like husky thing going on, at least that's what I'm telling myself. Anyway, on to today's video. To be honest, this year I feel like I was not ready for December to be over. I feel like most years, you know, as much as I love Christmas, by the time Christmas has passed and December is ending, I kind of feel ready to move on. But this year I was like, what? No. With the end of another month comes, of course, a monthly wrap-up video. So today I am going to be sharing with you guys all of the books that I read in December. And just so you guys know, all of the books that I'm talking about today will be linked in the description down below, so you guys can go and check them out for yourselves. So on to the first book that I read in December. That would be Unravel Me by Tahera Mafi. This is the sequel to Shatter Me, which I read in November, and I absolutely loved Shatter Me. It's a very popular book, so I'm sure many of you guys have read Shatter Me or have read the entire trilogy already. I cannot tell you what this book is about because I don't want to spoil the other books, but I can tell you a little bit about what Shatter Me is about. Shatter Me is a dystopian, and in this book, the world is not really doing so well. People are getting sick, they can't get food, birds can't fly, the sky is different color, and to top it all off, this group called the Re-establishment has taken over and basically controls everything. This book follows a girl named Juliet, and there is something very unique about Juliet. Juliet's touch is fatal, meaning if she touches somebody, she can severely injure that person or possibly kill them. In this book, Juliet has not touched another human being in 264 days, and she has been locked up by the Re-establishment and is basically being held a prisoner, but Juliet is not okay with that. So in this book, it basically follows Juliet in her efforts to escape the Re-establishment and gain back her freedom. I loved this book so much. I completely loved it. I raved about it, and I was really excited to read the sequel, Unravel Me. Unfortunately, I didn't love this as much as I was hoping I would, and it's really a bummer because it didn't even cross my mind that I wouldn't like this book. In fact, I ran to the bookstore to buy this book and the third book in the trilogy before I was even done with Shatter Me because I just wanted it so badly and I loved Shatter Me so much. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I really just did not enjoy this book nearly as much as I did Shatter Me. I think that one of my biggest problems was the fact that this book, in comparison to Shatter Me, has a very slow pace. And Shatter Me, one of the things I loved about Shatter Me is that it's very fast-paced, very exciting, like stuff is just going on like all the time, like you just cannot catch a break. But with Unravel Me, it felt like it dragged a lot in the beginning, and the action for me, I felt didn't really kick in until like more than halfway through this book, and even then I didn't really enjoy the action that much either. Now, a lot of people are not gonna like me saying this, but one of the things that really bothered me about this book is I am not very fond of Warner. I know so many people are obsessed with him and love him, and he is like their boyfriend, he is their bae, so I'm sorry that I'm insulting your bae right now. I just feel that I can't justify a lot of his actions, and I'm all about looking at a character's backstory and trying to understand why they do what they do, and I am a very forgiving person when it comes to fictional characters, trust me, but I just feel like he's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I also kind of had some issues with the relationship in this book, and also I think one of the biggest things for me is that I have a really hard time connecting to Juliet. Let's just say that Kenji was my favorite part about this book. Overall, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, which is such a bummer, you guys. I'm sorry. For those of you who love this book, really sorry. I loved Shatter Me, gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but this one, I think it could have been so much better. I just had such high expectations. I thought it was going to be great, and I really think it could have been better. But I will read Ignite Me, you guys. I'm still giving it a chance. I'm not giving up because I still have hope. So we'll see. Next book that I read is a book that I absolutely loved, like loved, and that would be Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. It is on my favorites list now. It's one of my favorite books ever. It might even be my favorite historical fantasy, maybe, but don't hold me to that. I'm not sure if I'm ready to make that statement yet. But it's up there, you guys. I did film a book review on this, which I will be posting in the future, so keep an eye out for that. So I'm not going to go into too much depth about this in this video, but I will give you guys a brief idea about what it's about. This book follows a girl named Ismay. Now, in this book, Ismay escapes a brutal arranged marriage and she is taken to a convent. But this is not a normal convent. At this convent, Ismay soon learns that the nuns are actually assassins. Ismay learns that she is actually the daughter of Death himself, and Death has given Ismay special abilities and she is to become Death's handmaiden. Everybody that is at this convent trains to be Death's handmaiden, and you basically go through all this assassin training and all this cool stuff, and it's really awesome, you guys. And her first assignment is to go to the High Court, where she will pose as a mistress to the very charming and mysterious Gabriel Duval. I love Gabriel. New book boyfriend for me. He is on the swoon list. I really can't say enough good things about this book. I think you guys can tell how much I love it. If my voice wasn't gone, I would be talking much more excitedly about this book, but I'm doing the best I can. I love it though. Love, 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 love. The next book that I read in December was actually the sequel to Grave Mercy, Dark Triumph. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not actually holding the book right now, it's because I lost it. I don't know where it is. I just had it. I loved this book so much. I also gave this book 5 billion stars because it is amazing. Definitely go and check out this trilogy. The next 2 books I'm going to talk about, I have actually only read half of each of them. The first book is Magic Bites by Ilona Andrews. So I started reading this book on my Nook because I didn't really have a good book to read and I really wanted to read something I was kind of feeling like a fantasy. So I saw this book. It's an urban fantasy. What's really cool about this book is it takes place in our world in Atlanta, and there is magic that resides in the world, and what is interesting is the magic turns on and off. So the magic of the world will randomly turn on, and when the magic is on, all technology shuts off, and when technology is on, all magic shuts off. So it's really interesting. It follows a girl whose guardian was just murdered by some magical creature, and she doesn't know what kind of creature killed her guardian, but she is not happy. So in this book, basically, she's trying to find out what or who killed her guardian, and she wants to seek revenge. I did put it down for a little bit just because I was kind of craving a different read, and I just bought some new books from the bookstore. But I definitely will be continuing it. So keep an eye out on Goodreads and see my thoughts as I'm reading this book. The next book that I read half of in December is These Shallow Grapes by Jennifer Donnelly. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am loving this book. And yes, that says autographed copy. There's the autograph right there. I love getting autographed books. I just think it's the best thing. I didn't get it autographed by her herself. It was just in the bookstore, an autographed copy. But anyway, I am loving this book so much. I can't put it down. Probably the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I'm done filming this video is go and read this book. I love historical fiction. I'm such a sucker for historical fiction, and this book is a historical fiction. It follows a girl named Jo who kind of lives the perfect life. She's beautiful, wealthy. She goes to this fancy girls' boarding school. However, one day her father is tragically murdered, and so in this book, Jo is trying to figure out who killed her father, how it happened. She teams up with this young male reporter by the name of Eddie, and I love him. These two are secretly taking on this case together and trying to piece all of this together. I love this book. I mean, I'm not even close to being done with it yet, but I love it. I feel like already this could end up being one of my favorites. The characters are really deep and well developed, and the romance just is wow. There's a moment in this book that I read between the two love interests that I think is one of my new favorite book scenes ever. You guys will hear a lot more about this book when I do a review of it and when I'm done with it, but basically all you need to know for now is that so far this book is great and you guys should all go and check it out. And those are actually all of the books that I read in December. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully hearing this voice was not too awful. Sorry that talking was a struggle today. I did my best. What I want you guys to do is to let me know in the comments below if you have read any of the books that I talked about today, because I would love to hear your thoughts on them. And also let me know what was your favorite book that you read in December. And that will be it for today. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I hope that you all go and have yourselves a fabulous day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!